Time for one of them situations. Okay. Here we go. We're hot. We're hot.
It's hot.
We are hot.
Hey.
Hey, it's Coyote and The Cosmos here on Nitro Ride once again.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode. We're so glad that you would fucking sit in this car with us.
Yeah, welcome back to the sticky hot melting vinyl.
Oh God, we're just fucking baking in here.
We literally are making beef.
We're turning into just slabs of fucking roast beef.
Just fucking
brown sugar,
dripping
glazed
juices.
all up.
Honey biscuit, baby.
Come turn into a pile of meat pudding with us
and learn some things.
Yeah,
about
expectations.
About expectations.
That's
today.
what we're talking about.
And just abroad.
Mm-hmm.
We're not.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know everything, you know.
Yeah, God, that's my favorite part about us is that we've never been wrong before, but that we know everything.
We are Google.
Yeah, that's what happens when you
Google pays us royalties.
When you start a podcast, it's really nice that you also get to start knowing everything about everything all the time.
Yeah, that's Joe Rogan's downfall.
Oh yeah.
He needs Jamie.
He's just not personable anymore, you know. He's fucking omniscient. You want to start, man? Do you want to dip your toes in the water first?
I'll dip my tootsies in there. I don't know. I have a lot. I've finding myself coming out of having a lot of expectations, and just because every time I think I need, I didn't think I need, but every time I pretend like I can guess what's gonna happen, it usually just makes me feel like shit.
Because you end up being wrong, or
no? Because not necessarily that I'm wrong about the subject, but I'll be wrong about a person. I'll be wrong about things that I didn't even think I was expecting. It's like subconscious expectations, and a lot of the time that's where I go, yeah, no, I don't want to go. Like a lot of the time, something I got over, and it's funny that it was right before COVID, and I'm comfortable with it now.
Yeah.
But was going out, and especially because I didn't have a girl, was before I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know how to go out because I thought that it was going to be so hard, and I would make all these excuses.
Just going out and like mingling.
Going out
all?
to like a bar by myself,
Okay.
Terror.
Okay.
I had all these expectations, like I'm gonna sit there and I'm just gonna be alone the whole time. I'm gonna show up and the bar's gonna be full, and I'm gonna have to wait for a drink, and
Can't wait to fucking stand in a corner.
Yeah, or
find
like
a couch.
Or like there's gonna be no one here I want to talk to. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the forest, and it's not.
Yeah.
The forest is a bar in town.
Oh God.
I'm gonna go to the forest, and I'm gonna fucking just sit there and see the same 36-year-old dudes trying to pick up on 21-year-old
have
chicks.
the same conversation with that you have every single time.
Exactly.
Where you don't really want to get that close to them, but you're kind of friends.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna make
I'm
not gonna bring a friend home to chill from here.
Yeah, for
kind
real.
of feeling.
Honestly, God, it's so rare. It's so hard to find people that you gel with.
Oh, most
And
definitely.
I get where that expectation comes from, and it can be fucking debilitating. Like, oh God, so that's like expectations in a negative context,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. To expect the worst, and I think my mom kind of instilled in me to always expect the worst because she grew up in a home where someone's making meth in the fucking pots and pans, and you should road D's nice.
Okay.
Just you come to expect the worst from your family, your friends, your people, and then who do you trust? How do you even exist if you have all these negative expectations all the time? It's my cousin Bayana.
I was like, dude, you're giving us a face right now.
Sorry. We
Dude,
people.
Sorry, I smell that bad.
I know, your car stinks. That's because we're cooking beef in here.
I know.
We're stinky beef boys.
Oh God, we're just a pile of salami.
But yeah, to have that expectation it just fucks you up. Like you
especially negative expectations.
Well, my mom, in teaching me how to like navigate the world.
Yeah.
Just organizing my bedroom came with negative expectations or like fears, which was, you can't put your bed by the window because there could be a drive-by shooting.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So and that was the best way to open up the space in the room.
Huh.
And eventually I'm like, Mom, fuck this, I'm sleeping. I live in this fucking little community.
Yeah.
There's never
It's
been a
not
shooting
going to
out
happen.
here. I mean, it could,
Yeah.
but it's so slim
Yeah.
that it's not worth
That's living in
living your
fear.
life in fear.
Yeah.
And like part of me wanted to talk about fear today, and I think that it's funny because expectations to me are usually bad,
Yeah.
and they have made me fearful. Like my mom would always be like, someone could steal you if you go outside.
Yeah.
Like you need to be, and if it's dark, oh man, you better fucking hurry up and do what you gotta do
Yeah.
outside because there's monsters out there.
I think that we could definitely talk about both of those things.
Oh,
because
yeah.
of how closely they are intertwined. Like expectations. I mean, one can be a fucking. They can come at the same time, but they can also totally be the cause and effect of each other.
Yeah.
I could see fear leading into all kinds of negative expectations, and negative expectations or positive expectations leads into fear because something won't live up to your expectations for it, or like it's going to be as awful as you assume it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, there's like a certain anxiety that comes when you challenge an expectation.
Yeah.
When you go, okay, this is probably gonna fucking suck,
Oh, dude.
and you go anyway, and you go, wow, I met a great person tonight,
Mm.
and then you're living with them a year later,
Yeah.
and you go, wow, like I'm so glad that I decided to go to fucking karaoke night because now I have a great girlfriend.
Right.
Or I found a new. It could be as simple as, man, I found a great new beverage. There was a cocktail or there was a beer on tap that just fucking kicked
Or we
ass.
got some fucking food right after, and this is the best restaurant in town.
Yep.
But how many times do you go out to the beer, how many times do you go out? How many times do you go out to the bar and that doesn't happen? Though,
Plenty, but usually it's because you get in your own way, and you're sitting at the bar in a bad mood, and because you already know what it's gonna be.
What's this? Yeah,
That way is to continue on to the next road.
Okay. All right.
We can just keep weaving in and out of these roads.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to break the pattern, and with, like I was saying last night, is that I'm really happy for that last acid trip we did, even though it was crazy and weird. But I wish you would drop that you feel bad about it, because you shouldn't, because it was just where we all are.
Yeah.
And just seeing where the different cycles come in, and where everybody is in enjoying a thing. And if you expect that you're going to come in, like drugs are a huge one. If you have expectations of drugs, you can really land in a dark space. Or you can break it and be like, wow,
I was wrong.
I was wrong. Well, most people, it's like, oh, you're gonna fucking smoke some weed, do some acid or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But if you've never done it, you can't describe what it is until you're there, because it's you plus drugs.
Yeah.
And it's not the same for anybody.
Yeah. Amen. And you depending on the drug you take, you might not be you again. For
Exactly.
You will be a different person. You just even ever so slightly, just by a little itty bit. I'll get it. But yeah, I certainly had all kinds of expectations and fear today, man. I met my dad today.
And how old are you?
I'm 23, and he was there for like a year in the very, very beginning, because he told me today he loved my mom. Which way do I go? Right? Okay. He actually loved my mom, and when I was conceived, he was married, but it was in like the twilight of his marriage.
Yeah.
Both of the children had moved out at that point. I think the youngest kid was 18. I have two siblings. The youngest one is 37, by the way. I'm 23 years old. My dad is 73. 50 years old when he conceived me.
Boom, boom.
Which is nuts.
Shooting fucking
Dude,
straight liquid lightning.
I hope I'm fucking shooting goo into people that I just meet. I hope that I'm handsome enough to get away with something like that.
There you go. Shoot the goo, baby.
Oh, God. But, yeah, he said he was like, he really loved my mom, but to his own detriment, because she was on fucking drugs. And fighting this battling this hard line addiction, like not the fun drugs, not the drugs that Well, I guess,
not just your average recreational drugs.
Not to bastardize drugs, because there's all kinds of different fucking politics concerned with that, and every drug has a use in the right spot. Oh, look at this field of fucking golden retrievers. Lefty said it, right?
Yes.
And so every drug has its own application, but you should not be doing meth recreationally.
No.
I just don't think that's going to work out for you in the end. And that's what she was doing. She was a speed addict. My mom met my dad because she needed a job, and he was like flipping apartments basically. He was the guy that would come in and fix shit after a lease had ended, and then destroy their security deposit. And my mom needed a job real bad, and so he pulled her on. And then a couple months later,
didn't pull
out.
Pulled on, stayed in.
Yeah, pulled on, pulled off.
Pulled on.
And he had fucking kids, and then about a year later, it's a couple years later, he divorced his wife, but he was planning on moving to San Diego because he had all this money tied up.
It just
everywhere.
it wasn't going to line up.
It wasn't going to line
regardless.
up. And he also told me that at one point he came back up to visit, and this was when I was like 3, so this is a couple years later, and he took me to the park, and he said that we had so much fun for that day.
Yeah.
But I was a fucking mess for the next week. Like, I kept asking about Dad.
Where he is,
and I couldn't understand what was happening. And I was like, but he was just here. What do you mean he can't show up? He was here already.
Yeah.
He's already been here. I didn't get it. I was 3-year-old. So
well, it's a lot to bring that in to like in that crucial development, like right when you're coming online.
Yeah.
And for that to be severed and to have like a ghost in your life.
Yeah.
And know that there's a ghost in your life.
Yeah.
Is hard.
And I definitely get not wanting to show up again until I was something. The way he put it was like, I don't know. I could tell that he wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do or not. But
well, who's to know what's right or wrong in that scenario? I mean, well, obviously, like you can do as much as you can for a kid.
Yeah.
But at their own detriment if you can't fulfill the time slot.
Yeah.
Nothing hurts worse than a broken promise, and that's talk about an expectation.
Yeah.
When your dad comes and says, "Oh, I'll be here whenever you need me."
Yeah,
I can come hang out. Dude, you just call me and I'm here, and then it doesn't happen.
Pulled out from you, and that's why I can't blame him for not coming back after that, because why set me up?
Yeah.
Why set up a promise that you can't fucking fulfill?
Totally.
And so he didn't show up again, and he told me like it hurt really bad, but he didn't want to come back around until he knew that he couldn't fuck me up, was what he said. And I was like, dude, you know what? I fucking get it, man. Like I came out not that bad, so I don't hold a whole bunch of animosity towards you. But
well, it wouldn't do you any good too.
It wouldn't. Yeah. And my mom, I called Mom before I went to meet this guy, and she said, like, look, dude, don't fucking go into it with a bunch of animosity and resentment, because A, you're going to alter your experience with him in meeting him in a little bit, and B, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you. Like, you don't need to hold on to that shit, even if you were actually wronged. And there's, some you could take a subjective stance and say that he didn't really fuck up that much.
Well, it's not going to flip the hourglass back over.
Exactly. And there you go. That's C. It's not going to fix anything.
Yeah. All you can do is work with what you got.
Exactly.
And and knowing that it wasn't ever out of spite. Mm-hmm. It's not like, fuck this kid, I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, man, part of him probably really wishes he could have been able to stay.
It's true, and that's what he said. That he's like, I could tell he was a good dude, Yeah. And he said, I do not have a lot of resentments or regrets in my life, but I do regret not being able to be there for you.
Well, that's beautiful,
dude. That's fucking. I was like, I wanted to cry in that moment, because he's not a very emotional person.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was fun, first of all.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw like some parallels between me and him. I was like, oh fuck, this guy's fucking fun.
Yeah.
After I got like a couple beers in him, I could tell that he was kind of nervous, and I was kind of nervous, woo woo woo, but I got a couple
Well,
beers.
you get the jitters out of you.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta work past that with anybody, let alone your fucking father who you've never met before. And so we got a couple beers, went to the tap house, went to fucking Left Coast, and had some food, and slowly the shield started to fall down.
Yep, armor off.
Yeah, he took me to this house that he built. He fucking hung rebar for the Twin Towers.
Nice.
That's how old this fucking guy is.
Well, shoddy work.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, could
have a better job there, Dad.
Yeah, that should be your second biggest regret in life there, Bob.
When the Twin Towers fell.
Yeah. Apparently, when that happened, he called my mom and he was all fucked up about it.
Oh,
he was like he walked on steel, you know. He did some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But
Toe to the girder.
yeah, I think I don't know. I had some negative expectations of it, and I was almost bummed that they weren't filled. Like maybe it would have been easier to fucking despise him. You know?
For whatever negative resentments
Yeah.
or negative expectations.
Justify those negative expectations that I had.
Yeah.
But
Like
nah,
a-
man. No, shut the fuck up!
Car.
Car shut the
Car
fuck up.
voice.
My car does speak to me sometimes.
Sometimes.
But you know, maybe that would have been a lot easier. But nope, he's just a fucking dude. He's just like a pretty cool dude.
Yep.
He swims. He stays active. He says he plays beach volleyball with old guys.
Nice.
Like,
Well, he's an old
dudes in
guy.
the 80s, yeah. He's a fucking dude. Talk about a life. He was telling me about his first day in California in Berkeley, and how he had this denim jacket with some patches that he threw on the back. No, like gang fucking symbols. But
Yeah.
that's what people thought. And
Yeah.
so this guy came up and told him to give him his jacket, and my dad was this fucking fit dude, but he's like, whatever, it's not worth the fight.
Yeah.
He takes it off, and the dude tells him to rip the patches off, and he was like, he said, I don't know, man, I put him in there pretty good. I don't know if you have scissors or something. Then they got all pissed off, and my dad just beat the shit out of him.
Well, there you go.
And then like this whole gang, his whole little gang was like chasing down my dad, and he stole like a taxi to get away from him, and it was, God, he's lived a fucking life.
Sounds like a fun time. Well, that's... Oh, quail, run, you little fucking something or others.
Always fucking quail.
Well, they're everywhere.
Every
Cute, though.
episode, they're just fucking up our shit.
I saw a pheasant yesterday.
Did you? Mommy pheasant?
Mommy pheasant. Literally a mommy pheasant.
Wow,
Yeah, I didn't know you had 'em out here.
It's very special.
I know. Ooh, that's a osprey in the nest right there.
That's a fucking nest right there.
That nest has been there longer than I've been alive.
Hey, that's like big. That's so nice.
Dang, he's so big.
Oh, wealth.
Ah, wealth. King.
That's what wealth looks like.
King. But yeah, I'm glad that you came into it and had the guts to do it and dispelled any you know, you didn't treat it like you were a victim or like he was a villain.
And that would have been easy.
Oh,
It's pretty easy. Like,
so many people do that.
Yeah.
You build on the foundation
you
that
don't earn anything by victimizing yourself like
No.
that. Like you're not. I've fucking done that before. I've sought attention through that lane, or just didn't put enough work into figuring out how I felt about shit.
Yeah.
And thusly villainized people, and that's just giving them too much power. A, but B, they might not deserve that shit. They
No.
might just be people that can fall into shit. Shit falls into our laps. We all accidentally end up with something that we have to deal with.
totally
And-
like letting this guy pass you.
No, I can take him, dude. I'm gonna let this fucking guy pass me.
When the speed limit's 50, you expect
Oh God, I was
25 miles an
I was
hour is a
going
little slow.
So fucking slow. But
There we go.
that's easy. You can do that.
Yeah.
You can just decide that people are not worth your shit.
Well, it's the same. I think that's from the same place like we were talking about the other day, where it's like, I put a pin in my growth, and this is me now.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I am, and
Yeah.
if you don't like it, fuck you.
Continue to throw yourself into the gauntlets a little bit. And I remember, oh God, I called my sister right beforehand too. And I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, do I go get dinner with him? It's early. It was like 11 o'clock. Do I go get lunch? What do I fucking do? I started getting all stressed out. And I started fucking
Yeah.
tweaking. And think what she said was, "You're not a fuck up. He's going to be proud of you," and I think that struck a fucking chord with some of the expectations that I had.
Right.
And like,
well,
it's a lot of the fear.
Well, because a big part of it's, am I good enough for him?
Exactly.
And
like, I mean, fucking, you could take the stance that that history shows not. You know, history shows otherwise. If you wallow in that pit.
Well, yeah.
You can find
if you
yourself
go,
there.
as a 3-year-old, I really didn't have much to offer.
Yeah. Well,
I was kind of lazy.
That's true.
I didn't even know how to not shit my pants.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, but that's your life.
Yeah. But 3 becomes 15 pretty quickly, you know, and like
rapidly.
You think that this is something, and I totally couldn't have handled it at 15. But you think that that's something that you could handle.
Yeah.
And I've always had this fucking daddy issues, dude. Like, it's such a problem. I fucking always latch on to like dudes that are role models in any kind of way, and I throw them on a pedestal, and then they shatter my expectations, and then I get all fucked up. And
well, yeah, I do the same thing with, because I think I hold my mom in high regards, because she's someone that like keeps me safe, and that was always like, I can tell you care about me so much. I'm always with you. You're always nice to me. You're always there to pick up the slack whenever I need you.
Yeah.
And so I look for people of the same kind of caliber, and I put them on a pedestal, and I always need a girl in my life, and
yep.
And I don't know what to do with myself when I don't have it.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm a wayward vessel. I'm just kind of adrift,
yep.
And I just lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And being alone for 3 years and giving myself that time to find my own stability in myself, and not need to fucking Tarzan rope swing from one person to the next.
Like, next please.
Exactly, and it's like, put your feet on the ground and walk by your fucking self. You don't need a crutch.
It's like that Spider-Man level in the fucking PlayStation 4.
Exactly.
The floor's all gray.
Yep.
Foggy and can't go down.
Yep.
But yeah, I hear you, dude. I fucking hear you. It's so easy to become a victim of that shit.
Yeah. Well, and it's all your fault.
Yep.
That you do, and that's
why.
Yeah,
you are the agitator and the victim. Like, you're the fucking reason why you're experiencing all this negativity.
Definitely.
And I don't know, man. It was really weird. He looked like me in some ways and didn't look like me in others, and I definitely had expectations as far as how he was going to look and how he was going to walk and how he was going to sound. And I thought he was going to have a loud laugh, and he didn't, and that was strange for me because that's such a huge part of who I am. And I don't know that any of the expectations that I had for him were good to have, because all that it resulted in was them being subverted and me being wrong and me being like a little bit hurt by that. And so I don't know. I mean, expectations, maybe they're, in that instance, none of them are good.
Well, but I don't think they're escapable.
That's true. Yeah.
Because your mind, it does, it's how gravity works. There's a little piece of something in space, and it has its own gravitational pull because it exists.
Yeah.
And little particles will start connecting to it. And it's just how things are. Yeah. You have a thought, and it might even be in your subconscious, but it's still picking up speed. Yeah. Until one day you go, you know what? No, I have. This is what it is. Yeah. This is what's going to happen. Right. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot with the social climate right now. It's, you have an expectation that all cops are bad. Yeah. You have an expectation that all black guys are thieves or whatever from whatever expectation that you're running from, whatever software you're running on.
Yeah. Programming.
It's all suggestive, because I know a person for every race that's done good or bad is an asshole, is a savior, is a saint. Cops that are fucking give you the shirt off their back and be nice and be mean and be whatever.
Right.
But then you run off of the. There's a social expectation. You believe a certain thing. Yeah, you have your individual. Yeah. And then you see that amass gravity, and it picks up other like-minded people. Yeah. And there's this big solidified expectation. and it becomes an ideology. And then it becomes,
Echo
if
chamber.
you're not this, you're
The enemy?
wrong. Yeah, you're the enemy.
Yeah.
We have to challenge you. You're not it.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous to believe something that hard off of just an expectation.
Yeah.
Because you've never met. It's like it's crazy. Have you ever? It's like for all the white racist dudes. Have you ever eaten dinner at a black family's table?
Yeah. Or have you met every fucking black person?
Have you met every fucking black guy?
Yeah.
It's not as simple as we make it.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing, is to have an expectation is to escape the complexity of doing the legwork and really putting in the mileage and doing it. I mean, because you can't do everything, you can't meet everyone, and you can use that as an excuse. And excuses and expectations are like hand in hand.
Yeah. And assumptions. Like expectations, maybe there's some kind of plausibility. There's maybe some wiggle room.
Yeah.
And then assumptions are like what expectations can turn into. Like, oh, well, this is how it is. This is how it is. When you have no experience or history and whatever the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you're going off data.
Yeah.
And you make an assumption based
Educated
on data.
Guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that can... It makes an ass out of you
and me. Yes.
If fucking expectations lead into something that can be so detrimental, then they should be monitored. Like, you gotta watch out for that shit. And a lot of them can be super subconscious. Like, I know that a lot of my expectations of my dad, for example, were subconscious. I wasn't thinking at the forefront of my mind that he was gonna have a loud laugh or that he was gonna be taller than me.
But when it didn't come, you're like,
when it didn't come, yeah.
You're like, oh, I would have thought.
Yeah, and there you go. There's more proof that it's just fucking unavoidable. They're gonna happen. It's a part of the human condition.
Yeah.
You automatically expect some kind of... It's prediction. It's fucking self-preservation to a point. Like, you have to be able to predict what's going to happen a little bit, and sometimes when you're wrong, it can shake you up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and a big part of him not having the same laugh is you learn that from hearing it, and you adapt a laugh.
Yeah.
You might have a loud laugh because you didn't have anyone to laugh at, like to mimic laughter as a masculine thing. Like, oh, I'm a boy. Like, my mom laughs like this, but I laugh loud. Like, or does your mom laugh loud? Does your sister laugh loud? Does anyone else?
I think my sister laughs loud, but I haven't spent that much time with her. But I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah. No, it's all interesting. It's really, I don't know, because I mean I have plenty of I try not to live with any of like the walls or expectations or those kinds of weird safety mechanisms, because really all it is a safety mechanism.
Yeah, for real.
Because it's hard to be adrift, man.
Yeah, you need to have something to ground you, and I do definitely want to talk about fear.
Well, good. Then what do you... Then...
What?
Well, then,
yeah. Well, I can't wait for you to talk about that someday.
Yeah, one of these... Yeah, that'd be cool.
I really hope you get the opportunity to talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I was very scared, dude. I thought I was all good. I thought it was... Whoa.
Damn.
Fucking up.
Raw power
dude,
on the feet there.
Mitch Lucker, fucking snob. And then the peace out. What's that, bro? Have you ever been here before?
I have not. I've not been up into the monastery itself.
You gotta get up in that shit, man. You gotta talk to some folks.
Gotta talk to some monks?
Yeah.
What do monks know?
You'd be surprised. Oh.
Tommy.
Is this guy gonna honk a clock to me?
We can hope.
What's up, man? I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm good on clock.
Appreciate the offer, though.
Down the road, I'm gonna stash it in this trash can.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Tommy.
Peace, brother. He did not stash it in trash. He just fucking threw it in the river.
Did he really?
Yeah, in the rear mirror.
Come on, Tommy.
What are you doing,
stupid.
Tommy?
Tommy, what are you doing?
You actually know that guy?
Yeah, it's Tommy.
Oh, hey, Tommy. I thought it was a joke about Tom Cairo.
No, his name is Tommy.
Oh. Hi, Tommy. But yeah, man, I was fucking afraid as shit. I thought I was all cool. Thought I was good. I thought I was ready to fucking jam out with my clam out. And then I called my sister, and she said that to me. She said, like, what do you, like, he's going to be proud of you. you're not a fuck up. And that's when like fear kind of took me over, because it was, I don't know if it was because I am afraid that I am a fuck up, or if it's because I don't know. I could spend so long.
In knowing you, it seems that is, as soon as you start thinking about your wins,
Yeah.
you'll deny yourself a win. You're all stick, no carrot,
Dude.
and that's you gotta let yourself have a win or two, because that in itself is grounding. Is it more grounding for you to never win and always be moving?
I hear you.
You gotta accept it when it because you gotta feel good,
Yeah.
or else you're gonna burn yourself out,
Yeah.
and you'll build resentments.
Why not feel good?
Yeah.
Why fucking feel terrible when
And-
you have an opportunity?
And if you keep asking yourself, well, why do I still feel terrible? Then that's when you gotta start really doing some work on it,
Yeah.
and be like, man, I'm afraid to let myself win.
Maybe it was fear, and that I feel like I have been letting myself have some carrot, and I felt like this was going to undo some work. Like I didn't think about whether he was going to be proud of me or not. But then if I show up and he's automatically not proud of me.
Yeah, he's closed off.
If he's fucking not oppressive, but he's just fucking
Pessimistic. He's got nothing good to say
he
about
just like
it.
shuns me, If he ostracizes
Cold
me.
shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, if he cold shoulders me, how fucked is that gonna make me? Like this is a pretty big moment. This is something that can go very wrong.
Yeah.
And that would be probably the peak. That would be the pinnacle of it going wrong. Would be
Yeah.
getting the cold shoulder from him and him just making it clear that he's not proud of me. And I think that I was like, oh fuck, that still has power over me.
Yeah.
Like those feelings do still have power over me.
See, from my perspective, because you've allowed yourself those wins, and you're not used to holding them and being able to feel good about them,
Yeah.
anything can take them away from you really easily. You're
Yeah.
just not strong yet there.
Yeah.
You don't have the mental flex of holding your wins.
That's what the fear was.
And he'll
I did
just
not wanna
fucking
lose it.
Well, my son's a fuck up.
Yeah, because if anybody has the power to do that,
It's that man.
it's that man. That's what it fucking was, dude.
Yep.
Because I'm not strong there yet. It's fresh and it's new and it's sensitive.
Well,
It's fucking tender.
then I hope this. There goes my aunt.
Bye, Aunt.
I hope this shows you that you can be strong in that regard. That you don't need to be as afraid, because a man that has unconditional for you,
Yeah.
even after all this time, after 20 years,
Yeah.
and here he is, and he's cool with you,
Yeah.
and you don't even have to try hard. This is just thawing out. This is just the beginning of your guys' relationship.
Yeah. He did say at the end, he was like, it would be kind of cool to make this somewhat regular.
You should.
And that was a powerful second.
Fuck yeah, man.
Can I tell you about the times when I was like, fuck that?
Yeah.
Maybe this is my dad.
You know what? No.
No, yeah.
I don't want to hear
Fucking
about those.
Drop me off.
Yeah, I can get a ride.
Yeah, I'll get home from here, dude. He had these knurled, fucked up knuckles.
Yeah.
Like, clearly.
From just beating people to shit.
Well, just from fucking being clocked against shit like his whole life, because he told me he hung steel for the fucking
Yeah.
World Trade Center, and also he spent a lot of time working in construction and like property. That's basically been the cornerstone of his life. Whether he was managing it or building it or renovating it or whatever, he's just been a fucking worker from like 14. And I got from that, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. Like, there's a hard line parallel. You're somebody who fucking works and needs to work with his hands. And we also talked about how you need to fucking be a cog first before you can be the brain. You know? And he started that conversation, which is so funny because that occupies so much of my space lately. Is like, especially fucking following people that ain't done the shit yet, and they're all fucking unconfident, so they're insecure, and they're making a bunch of shitty ass calls because they don't know what they're doing.
Well, because they're second guessing what they know to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and he said that, and I was like, wow, okay, I really relate to that. I gelled that, and he He fucking.
Well, it's cool. You guys share a work ethic, and that's huge.
Yeah.
If there's anything that a father I feel can be proud of in a son is their work ethic.
Yeah.
Or your nephews or your nieces or nephews or whatever.
That's
like
one thing that nobody. It's a trait that no one can ever say is bad. You
no,
know?
well it's going to prove that you're gonna have more generations to follow because you're worth something.
Yeah.
You're not a loser.
Yeah.
You care.
Oh yeah.
And that's one less thing to be afraid about. I think that's important, and that's like in my looking for or me trying to, where I'm talking about being totally terrified of going out and doing all that and realizing that no, I'm a nice guy. I'm a funny dude.
Yeah.
And people enjoy being around me, and I have no reason to keep second guessing myself and making this scary because of some preconceived expectation.
Yeah, or some like little piece of trauma where you were
exactly,
told
or
not to dance.
some stupid lesson.
Yeah. Right.
That I chose to believe too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but at the same time, before I started dating my girlfriend now, trying to flirt with women outside of my comfort zone and trying to force it, literally having meltdowns.
Yeah.
Because there was one girl, she was a cashier at the store, and I would try to ask her out every day, and it just kept getting more and more obvious I wasn't gonna do it, and it made me. I came in with this expectation of like, you need to do it, but you're not gonna do it.
Oh god.
And I just rode that literally into my own grave with it.
Oh dude.
To where I would be shaking in the car before I would go. And she would smile and say hello and
of course.
And want to
She's
engage
just a
with me.
fucking sweetheart, of course.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and I can't make eye contact now.
Oh, you're all nervous.
I'm trying to sign my name on my receipt,
God.
and my hand's all shaky.
Handwriting looks like shit. You're like, God, she's gonna think I'm fucking an idiot.
And then it got to the point where
I can't read.
It gets to the point where I go, okay, if I just say, hey, here's my number.
Yeah.
And I even butchered that too. I wrote it on the back of my business card, and I gave it to her, and I couldn't even say anything. I'm just like, oh, here, and then ran out of the store.
Oh, you sweetheart.
And just fucking lost my shit.
Yeah.
And it was so hard.
There is that. That's like an extreme example of this. You know when like when you're about to say I love you for the first time.
Yeah.
And you keep like almost saying it.
Yeah.
Like
tongue tip.
Oh, I almost said it. Whoa, fuck, I almost fucking said it.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're going to ask somebody out, but that's just like that to the extreme, to the point where you can't fucking breathe anymore. You're just melting.
Yep. Well, I was so alone too, and that was the other fear. Was like, if I don't,
it's gonna fucking solidify.
I'm losing. Well, I was just like losing my shit.
Yeah.
I was like broke because I was holding up a roommate at the time, and like I was just working, and work was. I was getting yelled at work, and I was afraid to come to work because I was so anxious. And when you expect something and it's reaffirmed,
oh god,
and you know that,
negative,
you go, okay, work's gonna fucking suck tomorrow, and I'm gonna try my best, and it fucking does, and you try your best, and it just, but that expectation, I was literally, my immune system was down because I was so stressed. I was getting cold sores like every week.
Oh god,
like I could barely, my stomach started working shitty, like just fucking shitting all the time. Just a nervous fucking wreck in every aspect of my life. And all my friends were busy doing their own shit and like moving up and onward.
Oh, so you just feel stuck even more.
Oh my god. And I just started, you start believing these weird thoughts in your head, like, okay, like if I don't get out soon, this is my life.
This is who I am. Fuck, this is who I am.
But it's not.
Fuck.
But it's not true at all.
So not.
It's not fucking true at all, because you can just, and it's just being in a weird cycle, and you need to be, and that's when I was like, fuck this, I'm quitting this stupid ass job,
there you go.
And I'm gonna do it on my own way.
Fuck yeah. You
Sure.
Did we go up here already?
No. I've never been up here.
Me neither.
Live here your whole fucking life and never go up this road.
That's another part I really like about Nitro.
I know. We're
Get up in the shit.
Get up in our shit.
Yeah. God, dude, that's hell. That's hell.
It's hell.
That is hell.
And that was like a year.
Ugh.
Because when the business sold to new owners, I was like, okay, like, I'm expected to stay and help make this work. And by month 2, my job of running the print shop room was stripped from me and given to someone with no experience and the boss's son.
Fuck you.
And then to watch the expectations on him as his dad tries to learn a business he's never done before.
Oh my God.
And puts all this weight on his son to all of a sudden be the best he can be.
Yep.
And oh my God, and watching him fall the fuck apart.
Yeah.
Well, this is why we don't come up here.
Yeah,
There's
dude,
nothing up here.
Dead fucking end. Yeah, the guy I fall trees for, he is like big time just following his dad's expectations. And I fall with my buddy from the crew, and like every time we tell him, like, dude, you gotta get out of this. You are going to become your father's expectations of you. And
Yep.
That frees up, that takes away all of the room that you have to be your own person and discover your own passions.
Dude, being yourself is so important.
So fucking important, and it can be very hard to find. And I try to remember that, like, I think we are very lucky to a point. Like, we've definitely been through the fucking bullfrog arc in different places.
Yeah.
But some people never find this.
No, exactly.
You know? Some people never find people that they love to and need to be around and can be around.
Or, well, just people that show you that you don't have to be successful in a thing.
Yeah.
That you just doing it can be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not expecting this to become fucking a million fucking.
Right.
Just I don't.
It's a great example.
That's not the pressure I'm putting on myself.
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
trying to have a fun because I like talking to you.
Yeah, me too. That's why. And God, fucking so many people and so many podcasts and so many little projects have to turn into that.
Yeah.
And I have had people come to me with ideas for projects, ideas for different things to stream or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's their expectation of it, is that it's going to make a whole bunch of money, and so we need to come up with this, and this, and all this shit, and it loses all of its organic value.
Yep.
And you're left with this fucking genetically modified organism
Right.
that is just screaming, kill me. kill
Right.
me."
Help me. It's the fly.
Yeah, dude. It's the fucking fly.
Help me. Help me. Eaten.
What is it? That's fucking
It's the fly.
Emperor's New Groove. That's what that is.
Well, it's the
Roger!
mostly it's the fly, you silly man. Sorry, it's from the fucking classic sci-fi horror film The Fly.
The Fly?
Yeah.
He doesn't say that. Jeff Goldblum?
No, it's when it
Fly says that?
at the end, yeah, when he's with the head on the fly,
Dude,
when
he,
he's
puts
stuck
the
in the
shotgun to his head.
It's when the fly body, Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum head,
Yes.
is in the spider web.
Oh,
And he can't and the
yeah.
person hears the help me and looks down and goes, "Oh no."
That old school like body horror just is not it's not there anymore. I miss that shit so much, like Eraserhead,
Right.
shit like that.
Yeah, all those
The old school classic, because it was all
Black
practical
Lagoon
effects.
and yeah.
And now it was just like CGI. There's always something lost. Like you're not getting that melted fucking
It's not visceral.
bubblegum skin
Yeah.
kind of bullshit.
It's not real, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, give it 10 more years and
It's just gonna be completely.
we'll all have a little chip in our brain.
Yeah, notice. Oh god.
And it'll feel really good whenever
Just
we
close
watch
our eyes,
anything. Yeah.
Watch whatever we want. Just to turn. Oh, dude.
Hit the cum button, quite
Thanks.
literally.
Thank you, Elon.
Thanks for the orgasm,
Some-
Elon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's definitely good to, and that's the part of this show that's great, or I guess it's a show, but
Yeah. I like calling it a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Is that there are no expectations, and that's why we like it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's good about it. That's what's good for me about it. Is that I want to hit that road.
Hit it.
Hit it. Like we're fucking in some kind of movie. This kind of movie in a cool car. And that's what is fucking therapeutic about it. Ooh.
You're good. Oh, turn radius.
That's what's therapeutic about it for me, is that there isn't fucking a bunch of expectations beforehand, and like we're still talking about expectations, but we just said a little bit ago. You want to talk about fear? Let's talk about some fucking fear.
Well, it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like you do one, and then you go, okay, yeah, that relates to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everything is relative.
Yeah, there's no hard line fucking structure. We're not trying to like chase some algorithm. We can curse. We can say, hey, fuck.
Front door, French vanilla,
Fire truck.
frappuccino.
French vanilla frappuccino.
Indeed.
Fuck.
Fuck, yeah,
You
fuck,
say-
fuck works too.
Yeah, or we can,
just
we can
fuck.
also say fuck. And that's cool. I like saying that. I like having that freedom. I don't really care if it eliminates our chance for monetization.
I
or
don't,
any
yeah,
bullshit like
it
that.
shouldn't. None of that matters, it's all words.
Exactly.
People's expectations that when I say fuck, it's an insult to them,
Oh,
or
yeah.
I'm being disrespectful is
Right.
just your own insecurity. Like, why
Yeah.
do you care that I say fuck?
Yeah, why?
You say
What does it
fuck.
What does it mean?
I bet you'll say fuck a couple times this year.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, even if you only do it when no one's around
Yeah.
and you're fucking all by yourself. It means nothing. Fuck
Yep.
means absolutely nothing except for sex
Well,
sometimes.
SpongeBob said it best. It's a spicy sentence enhancer.
Yeah, sentence enhancer. And I'm just so surrounded with people who curse like
Yeah, well, I
sailors.
mean, yeah.
Sailors.
Well, the most successful people I know cuss the most.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, the people that are like independent are the most successful people that I know. That
Exactly.
run their own shit, and
Yep.
those people got a lot of stress going on, and when you're stressed out. I was watching a thing the other day about how our brain produces a chemical that, like, when we say fuck after like getting hurt,
it feels good.
it feels good. Yeah, it feels
it's
better.
a relief.
Yeah, which is because it was a fucking bold, flat study. It's like the two of you're both getting hurt, and one of you can say fuck, and the other one can't. And the other guy experienced relief sooner.
Yeah.
And I do think that's a component of the placebo effect, which is a very real thing. It's the brain fixing itself.
Yeah.
I think that if we were able to access that without super heavy manipulation, we would really come up on top with some gnarly ass shit. Dude, I have to pee.
Well, that's just letting yourself believe what you want.
Yeah.
Is all that is.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to conform to whatever the fuck is some kind of societal standard as to what medicine is supposed to be.
I'm gonna turn around and shit down.
Is that because they think it's effeminate to pee while sitting down?
What? Who knows?
Who knows, dude?
Or it's probably because like
Bold
if you pee sitting down,
insecurities.
you're a sissy.
You're fucking gay.
You might as well have a broginer.
Yeah.
Nope, and dude, imagine if your dad had all these expectations on you to be like,
Oh, dude.
I
just
wish
like
my
pro
son, if
male.
my son wasn't a banker,
Yeah.
what do you mean you don't have six figures yet?
Oh God.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad my parents' only expectation of me was to just be a good person.
Yeah.
To just do, like,
That's all
Like-
that matters. That's all that's important.
and I feel like that's why they raised me in an agnostic way
Uh-huh.
and to my own tempo.
Yeah.
They didn't ever force me into any hole.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, okay, like,
Encourage you to discover what your own
yeah,
moral standard
presenting me with obstacles and
Yeah.
letting me decide the best way to deal with them. And if and when I was going in a path that was a detriment to my own
is. Yeah.
shit, they would
like
they would
gentle steering.
come in and go, hey, like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Follow.
And that's what parents should be there for, I think. It's not to outline.
It's bumper bowling, not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
oh, back to the golden retriever fields.
Oh, fuck. We already took this road, huh?
Yeah, well, the H goes to I.
Really?
Yeah.
Real.
Because the pond's over there.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
but
thank God I didn't have a bunch of fucking expectations imposed upon me from my parents, because I would have melted. And some kids can really hammer that shit, or at least they present it like they can, but there's probably a pretty high chance that most of those kids that had all kinds of gnarly ass expectations and assumptions, like, you are going to succeed, and if there is no option where
You're
don't
going to
succeed.
Brown,
Yeah, you're going to Yale
and that's that.
to fry.
I've already decided when
And-
you were in my balls.
Maybe some of those kids fucking they're really not holding up. It's just that that's another part of that expectation, is that you're gonna do all this shit and you're gonna be a good little boy about it. You're not gonna melt down.
Well, a lot of that you get to see in the psyche of children is like, just like if you look at it from a school perspective. Some kids love school structure.
Yeah.
And they do fucking excellent.
Yeah.
And other kids can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, for
it's
real.
not comfortable. I don't like this format.
Like me.
Like us.
Like you.
Like everyone I fucking know.
Yeah, like everyone I mesh with is fucking just totally not able to handle that system. That I just feel like it's so antiquated. It's the only reason why it is the way that it is because nobody's pointed a finger and be like, hey, is this still okay?
Well, I feel like our generation, as soon as we're like all the parents,
Yeah. There's gonna be some serious
shit has to change
reform.
because I don't want my kid dealing with a teacher who shows up and hands out packets and then kicks his feet up on the desk and goes, okay, work on those.
Fill that shit out.
Yep. Okay, what are you doing? Why, how are you helping my child?
Why are you
I have
here?
my expectation is for you to do your fucking job.
Yeah, that's a pretty bare bones expectation, man.
Yeah.
You better be able to fulfill that shit.
Yep.
And why it paid? You ain't getting paid that well to just not have it be a passion of yours.
Yep. Well, that's the whole thing. It's like we expect teachers to do that, but teachers
God, they get paid dick.
are expected to be paid dick
Yeah.
because they're government employees.
Swallow this. And eventually, it's got to be exhausting. You probably really lose your passion after just 5 or 6 years because of all the stress and turmoil that comes with making as little money as teachers make.
Yep, with all the responsibility.
Yeah.
There's nothing more responsible.
Yeah, for real. To spend that much time with literally like the most moldable and important brain on the planet.
Yeah.
That of the next generation. Like,
Star Trek.
you could totally... I've had some teachers that seriously
Impacted.
influenced me.
Yeah.
And like, they were definitely some vital components into that created what I am today. And that's a lot of power to give to somebody. And you better fucking... you better handle it the right way.
Definitely.
And they gotta get paid so much more. Teachers are so...
Well, it's like
underrated.
it's just been circumvented to colleges and not where it actually is important.
When people are young.
It's not yet, because that's when you learn the most.
Yeah, and that's when the most is happening to you and for you and of you, when you're gaining so
when the
much
least
power.
is expected of you.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it too.
That is true, yeah.
You know, to put an expectation on a child is hard.
Yeah, you're still in a place where you can fail.
It's just so silly to do.
Yeah.
To the extent that some people do it.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like you have like a more effeminate boy and all he wants to do is do drama or like be an artist or whatever, go hang out with the girls.
Yeah.
And his dad is a military,
yeah.
gun-ho, like you're gonna get on the football team.
Yeah.
You are gonna have a wife and kids. I can't wait to be a grandfather. You know, here's your this for your birth. You know what I mean? Like putting somebody into that mold. And like, dude, I would have just suffered.
Yeah.
You should go up this one. This one's nice.
Right here?
No, the next one.
Oh, okay.
B. Road B.
This road. Oh, this road big.
But look at that boof.
Where?
Giganto
That's
boof.
a boof right there.
Not there be a boof. Well, and that's like, okay, perfect example. It's like you get a dog, and it's a sheepdog.
Yes.
And you go, okay, you're going to live by yourself. You're going to live by yourself, and we're going to keep you inside at all times.
Oh, like we're going to be gone all the time.
Yeah, we're going to be gone all the time. Like, you're
Yeah.
here to defend the house.
Yeah, that's all you're here for.
And all that dog wants is a herd to protect
Yes.
and sleep with and be outside in the barn.
Work.
And it loses its mind.
Of course.
Because it's not... You picked the wrong kind of dog.
Yeah.
And I think...
Imposed the wrong expectations.
See,
on the wrong
it's just funny because if you look at dogs, you get to see that they've been bred into specific jobs. And if you try to get one to do a different job, it doesn't do it. And I'm surprised that we haven't realized that that's how genetics work in people. Like, you can't, like, we've evolved together. We've always, you know, like, we are so responsible for all turkeys. Ooh, that's a big,
Oh, yeah, fucking unit.
god dang snoods. Those are some, oh, they're so shiny.
Iridescent as shit.
Just a couple boys strutting their stuff, dude.
These fucking boys hanging out, dude.
Just a couple fucking
That's boys being boys.
That's boys being boys.
But you do go on.
But it's just like some people do better. It's you know it's that classic. There's a picture like a comic strip and it's got like a monkey, a fish, a person, and like a dog and whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a guy at a desk and he's like, okay, for today's lesson, first one to climb the tree wins.
Oh yeah.
And the fish is like, well,
shit.
fuck me.
Fuck me. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Everything is a specialist. And the more you let things just grow into their own expression, the more efficient it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Rather than
it's
putting
people
anything
forcing,
into a box.
just forcing it
Yeah.
so hard
Yeah.
because you have an expectation and your kid feels it.
Yeah.
And your kid withers
Yeah.
because it might feel great. Your daughter might feel great doing fucking whatever she's doing, but
Yeah.
if she's not getting the love and appreciation, if she's not seen and heard
Yeah.
from the family unit,
Yeah.
you wither and you eventually conform, or you go the full opposite radical, fuck you, I'm not ever gonna fucking...
Well, I know that like babies that aren't exposed to just love, like that babies that aren't held, even if they're fed like in the perfect way, you know, they fucking receive all of the nutrients that they need, they die. Like,
well, you need like skin contact. You need all kinds. Yeah, they need affection.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, there you fucking go. There's hardline evidence that affection and compassion has a very real result on the human body.
Well, and
the
that's
human
like
brain.
I'm not going to say her name, but like our friend we were hanging out with last night.
Yeah.
And her mom with her kid that she realizes now she doesn't want, and isn't mentally there enough to take care of him.
Yeah.
And he's acting out by ripping birds apart
Man.
and fucking throwing tantrums and doing all these things, and
Psychopath.
just because you don't get affection. Lack of affection will make you a monster so fast.
I mean,
And
it's somewhat of a consistent with most like serial killers is a lack of compassion.
Yeah, you have mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever, and it just festers because it's never fixed.
Yeah.
It can never be fixed.
Yeah. I think showing love to something that's young, to anything, is only going to be beneficial.
Yep.
I mean, there are instances where it's not beneficial to you because, you know, if that person really hurt the fuck out of you or can hurt the fuck out of you, then, you know, that's something you got to figure out. But it's never going to hurt the person if it's true, genuine compassion.
Yeah.
Because there is compassion that is manipulative, or that is you know, like coming at the wrong time.
Yeah,
If you just broke up with somebody and suddenly you decide to love the shit out of them. I don't know if that's the best time, you know.
Using somebody as a crutch.
Yeah, but there's many more instances where affection is going to be well received than there is instances where it won't be well received.
Yep. Well, or when it's appropriate to be received.
Yeah.
And eventually you start picking it apart when you go, well, why you only hang out with me when you want to do drugs? And why is it that you only hang out with? Why do you only tell me you love me when you're alone? And I see through you. Your affection is hollow and it's selfish.
Yeah.
And I don't I can't let you in anymore.
Yeah.
Because it in turn is reflecting on me, and I have nothing to give back to you. You can only give what you've been given.
Now my love is hollow.
There's nothing left to give to you. It was a fucking balloon you handed me.
Yep.
And it's all air.
It's just full of farts.
Full of fucking farts.
Yeah, dude.
And I didn't know, and I got it too close to the heater, and it burnt my eyebrows off.
Hurt me, and it smelled bad.
But you know that. But then you remove that love from that situation, and then that person has expectations because they needed you, and maybe they never knew how to give love in a way that wasn't hollow. And you're exposing to them the first time they've ever had to have been challenged this way.
Yeah, it's
everything
groundbreaking.
Everything was a backhanded compliment. Everything was was a manipulation tactic
Yeah.
to get you to calm down.
It was all fake, trying to steer people towards a certain direction, a certain agenda.
Man, the feeling of when you realize something wasn't real. You ever been in a relationship for like a while and realized that it wasn't
It's
real?
not real.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts worse than if you just would have fucking
just killed
if
it.
you just would have chopped it off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a terrible place.
Because you go, why the fuck did you
Fake
waste my time?
Yeah. Why did I waste my time?
And now, consequently, because of this, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah.
And
moving
I
forward.
don't know what's real because
Yeah.
I believed you,
Mhm.
and I still don't understand.
This was something that I knew.
Yeah,
And it was wrong.
It was wrong,
Yeah.
and I wanted it so bad. I needed this to be true,
Yeah.
and you just you hung me out to dry.
Yeah. Ugh.
And it sucks because if you can't recognize the patterns in people, this way.
Okay.
If you can't recognize the patterns in people,
Mm-hmm.
you'll keep hitting that same person.
Oh yeah.
The same personality type will be attractive, and you'll okay, well this time it's fine because like this
Same
is what
hole.
I want in a person.
Same hole.
Same fucking hole because you're the right shape to fit in there because
Yeah,
you've been
dude.
groomed.
Yeah, because you've been shaved.
Yep.
You've been chopped up.
And
Now
that's
you fit.
dude, it's that's the shitty part about trust
Yeah.
is it really you can wake up one morning and realize so many things are wrong.
Yeah.
But then it's funny because I know people that wake up every morning and know it's wrong, and it's
Persist.
persist.
I know
Because-
someone like that.
That's
We know someone like that. Oh,
it's
man.
like and everybody around you goes, you know better, and they go, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
And what is God?
It's because you've let it go too long, and it's more scary now to be without it
Yeah.
because you've built a life around it.
Yeah. Now it is your foundation.
Ooh, quick interlude.
Oh, dude.
When the fire was burning
Uh-huh.
in 2017,
Yeah.
I parked right here and was just watching the
Oh
line.
my God.
Dude, so crazy. Because all the other roads were blocked off, and so
Yeah.
I came up this road from Highway 20.
Did I tell you about the fire that I saw in out of state that was moving so fast that I could see the water evaporating and turning to steam
No,
in the trees in front of
that's crazy.
it? Yeah.
Oh, gato in the street.
Goodbye, Gato.
Goodbye, gato. No more worry.
What are you doing?
Are
What
you?
are you doing?
Oh, she's going in there.
Oh, copy.
Man, that is the squarest woman I ever
Yeah,
saw.
that's what I was just thinking. Talk about fitting a fucking hole.
My asshole's perfectly rectangle.
Dude, I got a square butthole.
I got a square butthole. Call me fucking SpongeBob.
Call me Lego.
Call me Lego. No, but yeah, it's not worth going against your gut feeling, especially when you know. When you know, you know. And it's like when you're gonna break up with somebody and you know it.
And you know it's coming, yeah.
And
it's not like the decision's been fucking made.
Yeah, you might try and fight it, but at the
You
end of the
might try to
night,
put it off.
when that person comes to cuddle you at night because
you
they're
just-
still in love with you, and you go,
have
oh
a little bit of
no,
resent- you don't want to do it because you know it's fake.
yep, and but you do, and you're sitting there like,
Yep.
oh man, I can't keep living this lie.
Yeah.
This isn't good for any of us.
That's
Oh
terrible.
no, I'm a shitty person.
It's so terrible
It is.
to be there because you fucking.
Ooh, we're about to find a triceratops.
Like no matter what.
Triceratops.
Triceratops?
Hang on. Keep going. A little more. Keep going. Oh,
Hello, Triceratops.
where is he?
What are you talking about?
He's in a yard over here somewhere. He's one more down.
What's up, dude?
He's right there.
Oh, what the fuck?
Triceratops.
Fuck is that?
Yeah, see, because the back of the pizza place is right there where that blue bin is.
Oh, okay.
And so I see it every day when I take the garbage out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
I really hope I never find myself there again.
Well, and if you do, you'll know.
Yeah.
You know, you can only
Yeah.
give.
But I know people that have been through it, and they're like, I'm never gonna do that again. Like I see it. I know what it is now. I'm going to avoid that. It's not gonna come my way again. And then they fall right back into
Well-
and then years with this new person that it's the same shit. This is not somebody that you love.
Well, is it that they see that? Well, it depends on if they see it in themselves. Well, some people don't realize it's all their fault,
Yeah.
and they project on the other person.
Oh, that's true too.
And it's
Like, I'm a victim to you.
yeah, like I can't do, like, why does this keep happening to me? I just don't get why this is.
Yeah, why does this happen to me?
Yeah, no, but everything's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
And if you can accept that,
Why do you make this keep happening?
yeah, why do I keep getting myself into this situation?
Yeah.
You need to fucking level the playing field
Yeah,
right
start-
away.
yeah.
You're not any higher than any fucking buddy else,
Yep.
even if
Or
they
anything that
wronged
happens
you.
to you, yeah.
You need to take accountability.
Yep.
Because as soon as you go, well, I fucking got together with that crazy fucking dude.
Yeah.
And he fucking wrecked my car.
Yeah.
He destroyed my property.
Yep.
He fucking attacked my animals.
Yep.
He did all these things.
Yep.
But I love him so much, and I let him back in every night.
Yeah.
You know, you're the guy. You're the
he
person
does-
letting him in.
Yeah.
And
It's
I-
shit that
and-
happens to you.
But
right?
I'm not saying it's not valid that happened to you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that fucking.
You can be wrong.
I'm
That's not what that means.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
But why are you still entertaining it?
Yes. You at the very least you are reactive.
I'm not.
You can control
yeah,
that.
I'm not blaming a victim. I'm
Yeah.
just showing you that you are also a part
You
of
have
this.
more power than that.
Yeah, because your fault is a two-way street.
Yeah.
It just sounds harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. That was my first reaction to that, was that, like, oh, that's a little harsh.
Yep.
You know, because it sounds like you cannot be wronged, you know? It sounds
Yeah.
like shit can't happen to you. And shit can happen to you. Shit pops up and comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
You had no way of predicting it or preempting it, you know? You had no way to prepare. That happens. But
Yeah.
you're totally in control of how you respond to situations, you know?
Well,
And
it's the only thing you are.
yeah.
You're reacting to stimulus always.
And you can get PTSD, right? Like, something can happen to you
That
to the
scars your
point
psyche.
That alters your brain chemistry, and that can challenge that a little bit, maybe. Like,
Oh well, yeah.
Therein
There's
lies-
definitely, like, if you have a mental illness,
Yeah.
or if
Yeah.
it, but at the same time, you still should be working towards, if you can.
Yeah.
You know how if you can't
towards
function, like,
Yeah.
you need to get assistance.
yeah, I mean,
Or hopefully you have a support system to get you assistance.
yeah, it applies to anybody that is still in a position to make decisions
Yeah.
for themselves. And if you're not in that position, then there's not a lot of conversations that you can have, and that's sad. It's a bad place
see,
to be.
this is the conversation I get into, where it's we need mental health.
Yeah.
We need mental health care in this country
Oh my God.
so bad, because it's homelessness, it's elderly, it's everyday people, it's fucking. If we could just get mental health assistance in this country,
Yeah.
things would be so much better.
For real.
Like, I would gladly be willing to pay money every year in my taxes for mental health facilities
Yeah, me too.
over fucking a missile.
Yeah.
Because it's not, unless you're shooting all the fucking mentally ill people and solving the problem that way,
Sure ain't helping the mentally
it sure ain't fucking helping the mentally ill.
ill. Yeah.
And that's that. If anything's gonna destroy America, it's all these fucking ex-opiate addicts and people that left behind.
Yeah.
And it sucks because we have the No Child Left Behind, but we're all fucking. You know, it sucks that stops at children, because like, we're all fucking children.
Yeah.
Like, we all are fucking being like, we all have to exist here.
Yeah, we're all sponges.
We're all learning.
Yeah, we're all learning. What values the child so much higher than somebody who has been left to the side? It's both a life, you know?
Yeah, well,
I get that one has more years than the other,
but if you never know better, if it's a mental health issue,
Yeah.
and you don't know because you're a 40-year-old man with the brain of a fucking 13-year-old,
Yeah.
and you're expected to
know.
get a fucking desk job or work at
Yeah.
McDonald's,
Perform.
or you can't.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Or you can try, and I mean, I do see people that are successful in it, but those are people that have, like, an in, like,
Yeah.
like you might have you might have, like, Down syndrome and work at a job.
Yeah.
But that's not usually because you were the first pick. It's like, oh, my uncle can get you this job. Like, oh, does Jeffrey want a job? Oh, he would love a job. That would be so good for Jeffrey.
And there's some places that have like
programs.
Yeah, programs. Yeah, exactly. Which is great, but it's so sad that we need to have those programs. Like that, there are jobs that just aren't that demanding.
Yeah.
And there are definitely different levels of responsibility and of capability in people, like dependent on if they have a disability or an imbalance or just your upbringing, all kinds. Many
whatever
fucking
the
different
trauma
factors.
is.
Yeah, but we're at a point where you need a fucking master's degree to get to wait tables, and so it's such a fucked up ball of
and
yarn.
that in itself is an expectation.
Yeah.
Well, because if I can't expect you to not hurt yourself or not, if you're breaking a bunch of dishes and you're bussing all the time, I have to be able to expect that you can do the minimum. And if you can't, I'm sorry, I can't hire you.
Yeah.
And it's just, or it's like, if something does happen, like a perfect example, whenever at the pizza place and I'm alone, they go, okay, man, if you hurt yourself, you're fired. And I always loved that because it's like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show that, like, they have to pay for it if I hurt myself.
I see.
There's so many extra strings.
Yeah.
And this is what a big thing I want to talk about. I'm glad we got to this part.
Yeah.
Is that there's so many living in modern time with all these where fear is something that comes in the form of you need insurance. You need life insurance.
Yeah.
You need all these things to live, and if you don't have them, oh man, you fucked.
All these things that cost money and
all these things that if you need to be on top of your shit, because if you're not, oh man, you're gonna, if you break your arm without health insurance,
you're so fucked.
That's $10,000 down the drain, and you can't work at the same time.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna lose everything. And there's all this. That's never been like, because I imagine like in a tribal society, you have, you break your arm and everybody else will help you.
Yes.
It's not.
It's not. Okay, we'll kill
him. Die.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because there's too many of us and the weak get left behind. But it's just, there's so many things that all of the things you need, all of to mitigate fear.
Yeah.
If you do this, you might get cancer. You could get cancer.
Yeah.
Oh man, and now all I'm thinking about is dying. And you can think so far ahead because you're going to live till you're 80 if everything goes well.
Yeah.
And you just live in fear all the fucking time.
You need a hardline retirement plan. You need to be diversifying.
You better get your 401k.
Yeah,
exactly.
Deploy your money into your fucking IRA. You need to be invested. You need to have health insurance. You need to have, if you have a car, there's all kinds of shit that comes with that. You need to have, and those are just like, these like legal expectations. Like, fuck.
Yep.
God.
Well, yeah. If I forget to pay my registration, they'll impound my car.
Yeah, they'll take your car from
Take
you.
your car from you, and
God.
you already bought it.
I fucking hate registration.
Oh,
so much,
it's
dude.
Ridiculous.
Fucking.
Well, Gavin Newsom, of no one, he didn't have to tell anybody. He just raised the price.
Yeah, I remember paying $100 for registration. What the fuck happened?
Well, not the road's getting fixed. That's for fucking sure.
Goddamn.
And that's
sure.
what it's for.
Yeah.
It goes elsewhere. And it's so
Here's your fucking $20 for your road repair.
Oh, dude.
City of Ukiah. I'm gonna take all of this and get me and my buddies fucking blowing hookers.
Take a place to where there's blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack. You know what? Forget the blackjack.
It's just all those things, I think, make it so there's this smoke screen where you can't worry about your fellow man because you have to be afraid of everything. I can't help you because I have to do all this extra shit.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't. Like, I would love... And you hear people say all the time, oh, I'd love to help.
I would love to help, but I can't.
But I can't.
I would love to, but I can't.
But why can't you? It's because you're afraid
If
you're
you
not going to
would-
have enough for yourself.
If you would love to...
Yeah, you would be.
You're deciding not to do something that you would love to do.
Yep.
It's a little I think you're overstating how you fucking feel about that, man.
Yeah. No, I see all of the ploys to keep people afraid, but just afraid enough
Yeah.
to
that
get...
they don't like rebel. And
Yeah.
They don't
Well,
hurt.
to keep you in a lane
Yeah.
and to... Not to say everybody's a slave to the system, but
Yeah.
you kind of are.
Yeah.
Because if
And
you don't
can't
pay your
help some of it.
registration, your car is impounded.
Exactly.
The thing you bought.
Yeah. The thing that
And
you've
then
already paid for.
or-
the thing
or-
that you bought insurance for and paid tax on the insurance
No,
that you bought.
the thing that you could buy and be paid off. You buy a truck, you pay it off, and you pay your registration, and then you decide, you know what, I don't need car insurance. I don't care.
Yeah.
This is a beater truck. I'll pay for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
If it gets destroyed, I'm buying a new
They
truck.
revoke your registration.
Yep.
And say, you know what, nope, sorry, you didn't pay for the road.
Yeah.
And we'll impound your car.
Yeah. And that insurance pays for the other person rather than you
Yep.
is so nuts.
Well,
Like,
it keeps
you should-
everybody having to have it.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's
It's
the
a scheme.
only reason.
It's a fucking scheme.
Yeah.
And I get that it helps, but at the same time, it should be a choice.
It
like
should be a
everything
choice.
else. Is it really a free country if I
you
have to have?
If you slam into somebody and you have insurance and they don't, it should just be you getting covered by the shit that you paid for.
Yep.
But instead, it's like they get destroyed by all this kinds of off the top. They have to have insurance in order to drive their car, and so they're probably going to lose their license. But on top of that, like all kinds of crazy ass fees that come from them paying for the car crash rather than the insurance that you paid for. You know, like it's so much of it is just like you pay the insurance that you bought paying for the other person in the collision.
Yep.
And it's so ridiculous.
Well, it's like, imagine this. Instead of paying for insurance, you just pay fucking a social program, and it goes to the fucking the state.
Yeah.
And if you get in a fucking your registration's $600 a year, but it covers collision, it covers medical expenses,
Yeah.
it covers all these things, and it's all wrapped in one. And you can use the roads.
There you go.
You know, and
Because how many people buy a year of insurance and don't have an accident? That's fucking...
dude, have you ever had a car accident? Really?
No, dude.
How many years have you been paying for car insurance?
5?
So how much money is that? For nothing.
That's
because
like 10 grand.
because you're afraid you might get in a car accident.
Yeah. Because I have to. That's
Right.
what it is. If I had the option to not have insurance, even in this pretty nice car, I would probably take it.
Well, it's like, shouldn't there be a rebate?
Yeah,
Shouldn't there be
should
like,
be.
yeah,
Like,
no, it comes in, I'm a good
Yeah.
driver credit.
Yeah.
And you get a 10% discount
on your
on
next year
paying
of
us the
insurance.
rest of your fucking life. It just irks me. The definition irk.
Yeah.
It's
so irritating. Cars make us bitches. Like,
Yeah.
we are the bitches to fucking vehicles. I always think it's crazy that we can still have them though. Like that it's responsible for like 13,000 deaths a year in California alone.
Yeah.
And we still are able. I'm very happy about it. Please don't take my car away. But that's nuts in and of itself.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Well, and the whole point is it's not that I will spend the money.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should have a choice. I feel
Yeah.
like it's just like when everybody's like, we got to get Trump out of office. I'm freaking out, and I'll pick anything over Trump. And I kept hearing that, and it's like, I don't like Trump either,
Yeah.
but
that's a dangerous mindset.
but you
to
can't
fall
say
into.
anybody else. You're
Yeah.
a buffalo about to run off a cliff.
Yeah, from fear.
It's
destroy yourself.
dude. You can't be so afraid that your eyes roll in the back of your head
You're
and you
walking
start
blind.
swinging.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking, if you're afraid, fucking stance up and
Yeah.
get ready to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Like, or run if you really need to run.
Yeah, but don't just let shit roll over you, and don't just like blindly stab away.
Or if you're living in fear, educate yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's something that more people need to
Yeah,
do.
That's how you escape fear, is becoming educated.
Wisdom
we talked
trumps
about that
fear.
last time.
Exactly.
If the cornerstone of fear is ignorance, just get educated.
A moth won't hurt you.
But I mean, who the fuck am I to say that? I don't know anything about where tax money ends up going or where it's from. Or
Well, isn't that scary? I'm afraid of that.
I am afraid of that. So I should figure it out. I should fucking learn. But I don't.
Well, but here's the thing: is we know what it's supposed to go to.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, and where my qualm is with the whole like tax situation is that why isn't it that if this is a free country, there's not a form on the end of my taxes that says
where do you want your shit to go?
Where do you want it to go? Put a percentage, military, education, infrastructure, bing, bing, bing. I mean, right? It could be that simple, and then people are in control.
And there would be some harsh fucking years in there just to follow this like ideal route.
Yeah.
There'd be some harsh fucking years afterwards because a lot of people decided they want a bunch of money to go towards the arts, and then suddenly enough people didn't decide that money needs to go to roads. We got shitty ass roads for a couple years. Okay, now we know, you know?
Yeah.
Now, oh shit, the road that you take to work every day is put to shit. Make sure that all of your tax money is going towards the road.
Yeah.
Enough people, eventually, the shit that does matter will come to the front, the shit that doesn't matter will fall and fade away.
Well, you would lobby for yourself and not for some fucking figurehead that you've never fucking met before, that you can't. You go, okay, as a community, can we all agree that this is what we want for going to roads?
Yeah.
And yes, that'd be great. And we all lobby to get the roads fixed.
Yeah.
You know, as a state or as a fucking homeless guy grilling on the sidewalk.
I know, dude. No shirt on, suspenders.
It's
3 people over there. He has
4.
a whole fucking encampment, but he's ready to pull it up and get moving in case he has to. People will come fucking
because the police will come and tell you can't grill on the sidewalk.
Yeah. When they can't get a job, where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to go?
There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
There wasn't a place made for them.
Yeah, and even the shelters have all kinds of rules and restrictions, and they can't have that many people in, and it shunts them even further. And that's another system that is getting some money that fucking ain't handling it right, in my opinion. Like, there are probably some shelters that really, really have it locked down, and I just am not exposed to that shit. But I know that our shelter has all kinds of fucking problems with it, and it needs some hardline reform because there's a lot of people still on the streets. And it's all just because of illnesses and disenfranchisement and making some wrong decisions a long, long time ago. Everybody deserves so much more than that.
Well, and the whole thing is homeless people are scary, air quotes.
Yeah.
You know, you can't trust a homeless. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what they're on. You know what they're doing.
So much more afraid for their own well-being. They're so afraid of their own well-being that they just like turn them into villains and like dens of disease. And some homeless people are fucking dangerous. But But
you can't put everybody in a box.
You can't put everybody in a box. You can't judge by the fucking cover like that. I should make. I'm putting down an expectation for myself. This whole talk is about not doing that, but I really want to be a bigger fucking advocate for the homeless. I'd like to throw some more money into the right spot. I'd like to give people drives when they're sticking their thumb up near the highway. I want to make some sort of
difference.
Yeah, some sort of difference because they deserve it.
That to me is such a big problem that it needs to be a bigger issue
presented.
It's you could pick up every straw you find at the beach every day for the rest of your life, and there's still going to be plastic. It's the systems in place that are you have to. It's like, have you seen the format that the police used to figure out how to take down the mafia?
No.
Have you played? It's the same format. It's kind of funny actually. Have you played that one Lord of the Rings game where you're
with the Nemesis system?
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor?
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
It's exactly the Shadow of Mordor.
Really?
You find a henchman, and you go, okay, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna figure you out, and I'm gonna lock you in a position where you're gonna give up the next guy on the totem pole, and then we find the next guy on the totem pole, and then we find the next guy on the totem pole, and now we have the kingpin. Take the kingpin out, and then we work our way down.
Yeah.
You have to cut the head off the fuck. You have to kill the thing.
Yeah.
Or else it's just gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
It's. We need to figure out what to do as a fucking society.
Yeah, dude.
It's not any one person's responsibility to fix this.
Yeah, like I like have a lot of guilt for making the waste that I do, and I really do believe that I could be making a better effort about not creating so much goddamn trash. I need to not eat out so much.
Start composting. There you
go.
go. Get a fucking bag that biodegrades and throw all the fucking organic waste in there.
Yep. And that's something that everybody can do, but also recognize, that there's that guilt isn't 100% found in something that can be true, because it's not like the individual, the civilian, is responsible for this ocean of plastic. We are to a point, but so much more of that is the major corporations' guilt.
Well, it's the reluctance to change the system.
As well.
We could make everything out of hemp. We could make hemp bricks that are fireproof, insect-proof, weatherproof. Fucking, they're naturally insulated, and we could grow them. We could grow them faster than you can grow a fucking forest.
You see those fucking videos pop up on YouTube and Instagram all the time. Like, this person has created some brand new, revolutionary, super renewable resource, and is making strides towards making it, more and more efficient and more cost effective. But you never see those things. You never see them take root.
Because the corporations buy the idea and put it in a vault.
Yeah, because we stand to make a lot more money doing what we're doing right now.
In my senior class in high school in 2009, this guy Keyshawn, he made an engine that ran on water.
Really?
And drove the car onto the football field for his senior project.
That's nuts.
And you don't see water cars, do you? You don't.
Nope.
You don't.
You don't.
And a high school student could make it.
I've heard of that shit before. I think I read it in like a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
It's a hydrogen
engine, right? Yeah. And that's just fucking possible.
Well, and it's like, oh no, then we'd run out of water. It's like, no, it evaporates.
Where the water's going somewhere, dude. And if it's going somewhere, it's going back up. It's gonna come back down. We have a salt problem, not a water problem.
Yes. It's just the reluctance to change.
Yeah.
And the fear shouldn't be on the average person. It should be on the mega corporations.
Yeah, these people with all this power.
With all the money.
All the
with
money,
all the
power.
options. With all the freedom.
Yeah.
If a corporation is a person, that's the most free motherfucker out there.
Yeah. If they're treated as individuals, then they also need to be held accountable as individuals.
Exactly.
I fucking I'm gonna plug something real quick.
Plug it.
If you're interested in buying some hygiene products without producing a shit ton of waste, because everybody takes steps somewhere, and that's something that I think is very easy. Like, there's this website called Package Free. There's a couple different companies. If you don't like Package Free, try some other shit, but they will fucking kick you different soaps or shampoo or conditioner and toothpaste, all kinds of shit, without producing any waste.
Yeah.
So they mail it to you in packaging that's totally biodegradable and that you can burn. So that we held on to it and then used it as kindling later on in this gnarly camp trip. And then it's all refillable. It's like buying in bulk. So you get this like one-time little deodorant kind of capsule or container. And then you get these deodorant capsules that you throw in that are just like the deodorant compound in a little tube of cardboard, and you can burn or toss the cardboard because it's biodegradable.
And there you go.
Like, fine, just, life is somewhere between fucking tofu and cigarettes. You're not going to be perfect 24/7. Don't set that expectation for yourself. But it's somewhere in between. You can do good, and you don't necessarily have to let that allow you to make a bunch of mistakes or produce a bunch of waste or be super wasteful or whatever. But you can just do some good.
Well, yeah, do what you can.
Yeah, do what you can.
Don't fucking stress yourself out to the point where you're doing more than you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
You spread yourself so thin that
you can accept so much guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't take it all on. It's not any one given person's responsibility.
Yeah.
It's, as a Earth community.
Yeah.
You know,
Seriously.
and as much as America can, or as Germany can, or as fucking Switzerland can
Yeah.
make all these improvisations,
Yeah.
there's still countries like China's a great example. Not to be mean to China,
Yeah.
but they have fucking gnarly ecological issues they're dumping out.
Oh yeah.
Look at fucking
Places
Japan.
you can't
Fukushima
breathe.
is still radiating the fucking ocean.
Is it really? Fuck me.
Flint, Michigan still doesn't
still
have
doesn't
drinking
any
water.
fucking drinking water.
Dude, these things just get tilled under.
Yeah, because there's so much.
There's so
much
much.
shit, and that's this fucking gnarly pit that I'll fall into, where it's like I can't. But there's so much to fix.
Yep.
You become completely overwhelmed, and that's why I'm saying, do the good that you can, because
Exactly.
you can totally get overwhelmed by the current of how many problems there are that need addressing, need to be solved. So
Yeah. Well,
find your own path.
and that's the other part is, like I'm saying, like, you gotta, if you want to really make a difference, you gotta aim for the head.
Yeah.
Halo 1 has the
Fucking-
best quote for that, and it's aim for the head and the heart will follow.
Oh.
And it's you gotta, and that's where all this noise is, and social media, and all these people are in an uproar, and it's just this.
Yes.
It's like being in the middle of a beehive, and I don't speak bee. Like I don't. I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah.
need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's fucking talk about it, because if we're all frenzied, we're never gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
We need to all get behind each other
Yeah.
and fucking march in one direction. Like, okay, we're taking this down today. Like you don't see the military going, okay, we're gonna put one guy a mile apart
Yeah.
and give him a megaphone, and he's gonna yell
Yeah.
at Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Like,
You tackle problems. You run at problems, and you smash them, and then you find the next one. You don't, slowly dissuade. You can't want to destroy or abolish everything all at once.
well,
It's
because everything
practical.
about a thing isn't bad.
That's true too.
That's like with Trump, the Chinese virus, all of that.
Yeah.
And then you get all this racism towards Asian people that
Yeah.
was non-existent. Not non-existent, but like was way less.
Huh.
And you see all this Asian aggression, like against Asian people, like all this aggression.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate that it's all phrasing.
Yeah.
You could use less volatile phrasing, but we hired a guy that's from reality TV to be the president,
Yeah, a guy,
who's
a
known
guy who
for
is
volatile conversation.
Whose entire success has come from volatility and tilling shit up and getting people stirred and moved, and it's not a smart, intelligent, thoughtful, considerate dude.
It's I'm better than
It's
you.
a reality. It's the you're fired guy.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, he's just a guy.
That's true too.
You only give a person as much power as you're
Yeah.
willing to listen to them.
I don't know that you should. It's demonizing people is a rough thing to fall into. Like, I don't know. I don't want him dead. I don't want his life to be taken away. I don't. Whether I think that he's good or he was good for the platform that he was or not, I don't want him to die. I just want him to be a little better.
Well, and hopefully this whole experience of being the president bettered him at the end of the day. Hopefully, but you know what? I'm not going to give it that much energy, because it was never something to give that much energy to in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, he was still just a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
don't have that much faith in the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know how much was changed under his role. I don't know that I just wasn't exposed to some of the gnarly differences that some of the gnarly policy writings or that he participated in or whatever. But for me, and I don't want to speak for the average American, but I imagine for a lot of people that are at this level of consciousness that don't read politics probably as much as they should, or don't have a shit ton of money or power. Not a lot changed, man. Not a lot fucking changed for me. I'm trying to think of something that was profoundly different. I didn't agree with almost any of the shit that he said, and he's piss poor example of what an American is, but I can't really think of anything that he did that made my life a lot worse. But that's also a dangerous fucking trap you can fall into,
Yeah.
you know? Because then suddenly you just let people get in and change a bunch of shit that you're not privy to, and then suddenly you're paying fucking $400 for your registration.
Yep. Well, it's like if you weren't paying attention in the first place, how do you know what's different?
That's
You know, how do you know Obama's drone striking people to shit
Yeah.
in a different country?
Yeah.
How do you know Bill Clinton is selling out to the corporations to balance the budget?
Yeah.
How do you know that fucking George Bush is taking money away from education? You know, and that's the only thing I really saw was education just keep getting taken a hit. That's all that I have a lot of resentment towards previous what do you call a fucking when the president's thing, like when his time in office is a
oh my god.
yeah, I know, I can't think of the word.
Oh my god.
A term? Not a term. I don't know. His I almost had it.
Oh, we can say term. We can say
Whatever.
term in office.
His deal.
Yeah.
Was that I was in school right at the turn of the fucking century or the millennium.
Yeah.
Both. And
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, both.
And it just kept getting worse, and teachers just were running out of steam,
Getting shit on.
and all the arts were falling apart,
Yeah.
and there wasn't much to be gained.
Yeah.
It was just a weird time to be in school because it didn't really feel like you were learning anything.
Yeah.
And if you were paying attention, you were just frustrated. And that's really all I'm noticing more and more is the more I really try my
Sink your
best,
teeth to do it.
I just get pissed the fuck off, and it just becomes this insurmountable fucking bureaucratic knot.
Well, there you go. What we're talking about is just change what you can.
Exactly.
Change what you can.
Exactly.
You can't get debilitated. You know, you can't get so overwhelmed
No, I
by
know.
how much shit that there is to fix that you don't fix anything.
I guess it just hit me at a point where I was dealing with a lot,
Yeah.
and I couldn't handle anymore.
Yeah.
And it was my education being ruined, and all of my peers.
Yeah.
And there was and at the same time they're promoting, No Child Left Behind, and here we all are getting educated out of fucking packets,
Oh God, packets and
fucking
online.
accelerated math,
Yeah.
and just a lot of fucking quizzes on the computer and all these things. And it's like, and it sucks because the farther you got behind, the less help you got. Come to after school class and do it on a computer with one teacher and 60 kids.
And you have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Children get no child left behind. We got left the fuck behind.
Left the fuck
You kidding me?
behind.
I was so bad at school. And I don't know if I'm. I don't. A lot of that's my fault. I got fucking.
A lot of it's my fault too.
I can't like remove that power from myself. I'm tempted to say, well, here was a situation that I was in, and here's what was up with the school system at the time. A lot of it was my fault, but I don't know that all of it was my fault. I don't know about that.
Yeah. No, I don't think as a child you can say everything because you don't have the control to make the choices.
Yeah.
You can't go, you know what, I'm going to switch schools because I've researched this school.
And it's better for what I'm interested in and for who I am.
And this is the whole thing too. That whole time, like, the internet was just getting accessible and fast, and we learned a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like, and looking back on it now, it's like, man, school's archaic, this form we have of how it works. And, and it just, I don't know, it just, there was so much anxiety all the time.
All the time.
Because there's all these expectations.
Yeah.
And there's but then at the end of the day, my senior year, my English teacher pulls me aside and goes, what grade do you want? You have an F right now. And I go, I want a C-. And she goes, done.
Really?
And I graduated high school. Huh. Because she knew that I wasn't stupid.
Oh.
And I had good rapport, and I had good people skills.
Yeah.
And
you can, sometimes shit just isn't presented in the way that you can get a hold of it. Like, they have to paint with such a broad brush because there's
so many kids.
Hundreds of kids that they're dealing with, and some of them can adapt, or some of them don't adapt, but they're just fit for that system.
Yep.
And some,
like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
And it's like, but the shitty thing is the worse the funding gets, which it is only getting worse.
Yeah.
The bigger the holes are, and the more kids fall through the cracks.
Right.
And you just have these very few kids that are going anywhere, education wise.
Yeah.
And then you see like,
Hey-o.
you see all of the drugs get involved. Like, how many kids did you know that were fucking ripped out of their gourd?
Dude, so many.
Like more than half.
More than half.
I mean, we grew up in a weed land.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about kids doing like fucking pills and
dude. Getting barred out on
Yeah.
weekends and shit. Yeah, man.
Zanny bros.
I knew kids like that. Children like that. And you just you try to escape it, like. But I don't know what I needed to hear. I can't say it.
Can't pinpoint.
I can't pinpoint it. Yeah, and I don't know that I ever will. I don't know that I'll ever know exactly what I needed to hear, because if I knew what it was, maybe I wouldn't have fucking gone through high school the way that I did. But I think that if somebody said something to me the right way and just gave me the right kind of attention and had the right approach, I would have really figured that shit out. I graduated late, man. I didn't fucking graduate on time.
Didn't walk.
I didn't walk. And while I don't care about that much.
Yeah.
It's a pretty hard mar on a pretty hard mar. I don't know if that's a word, but it's
I know what you mean.
Fucking,
like, it pegs you.
It does.
You go, fuck.
Think about it, like because people will talk about when they graduated, and I always have to correct myself and say I didn't graduate in 2016. I actually graduated in 2017. And that's because. But I found I was very lucky. I graduated in this agency that I was working for, because they had this high school program.
Yeah.
And the teacher there was fucking, he was so awesome. Ron Cannon, if you're out there somewhere, you saved my fucking beans, man. I was gonna be lost. Well, not lost. I was just gonna be diplomaless. I didn't think that I needed it. I had a GED.
Yeah, you were good. You were good where you were.
I was good. I was fine, man. But he made it possible for me, and I really, really thank him for that. And it's because he knew how to deal with people like me. That's all he ever saw, was people that didn't get high school, because that's what that high school program was there for.
Totally.
And
for the kids left behind.
For the kids left behind. Yeah. And I really thank him for that. And
oh, dude, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
You know, I would say the name of the lady that really helped me out with that English thing, but I don't want to get her fired.
Right, yeah, I don't want to fuck that up.
You know, it's
for sure.
And that's the shitty part, that she isn't allowed to make a judgment call.
For like saving your fucking high school career and being, you know, intuitive and working off of her understanding and her knowledge.
Well, to give me personal time and to get to know me and understand that I did understand. I was just getting fucking. I was in a different place. I wasn't capable of being present.
Yeah.
I was dealing with a lot of shit, and it's just so. But at the same time, I went to save my. I failed English 4 years in a row, and I went to a college class for 6 months and made up more than enough credits to save those 4 years.
See, there
and
it is.
That's the bureau. That's just the paper pushing aspect of this whole thing is. Why is it that a college class with the same criteria is worth for every 1 credit, it's worth 5 high school credits.
Fucking A.
I took a 3 point a college class and got 3 years.
And some of those fucking, like, I've taken some prerequisites. I have an English and a math class, and it was just like, I'm fucking garbage at math. It was like pre-algebra. But man, like, those credits are worth so much more, and it wasn't that much harder than the high school course that I took.
It's really not. And you get more attention because the class you pay for and the teacher is there.
Yep. And the teachers are paid a lot better, and so I think typically they're probably dealing with less people. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I'm not fucking college, but you know, like they don't have to paint with such a broad stroke because
it's not so broad.
Yeah, and they have the time. You know?
Well, they know it's
Hopefully. I don't
you're
really know.
there. You're there because you need to be there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you are there of your own volition, and
Yeah.
it's they don't have to be like, okay, class, come on, focus.
But it's important. Like it is that therefore it is inherently important. And so they can do that shit. They can care about you.
Yeah. Nope. It's really interesting to see what a little bit of fucking money does on your side and theirs.
Seriously.
Theirs. On your side. No, I just, it just makes me feel shitty at the end of the day that high school is something that was so important, but not really at all.
Yeah, but so worthless.
But like,
time wasting.
it's just an interesting time to grow up in because things are changing so much.
Yeah.
And all the expectations of elders are hard to take. Everything's with a grain of salt because you go, okay, like in your day, you needed this.
Yeah.
In my day, I can learn to do that in 2 weeks from watching a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Like I can build a whole computer by myself.
My understanding of like the foundation, like the building blocks of the universe, have all come from YouTube videos.
Exactly.
That I've watched. None of it's like left over from science classes.
The greater understanding of things.
Yeah, and it's
Well, our I could talk about a broad stroke.
huh.
Our stroke, our world is so much infinitely bigger than our grandparents' world.
Oh yeah. As a result of the technology.
But at the same time, less involved in the immediate now.
That's true. Yeah, a lot more people hanging out and just sitting on their phones, I guess, instead of like engaging with one another. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like we might have all this information, but we're not communicating in person.
Yeah, how well do we know the people?
How good are we at actually communicating?
How well do we know our neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear that. But then teachers do the good that you can. If you see that, I did school every fucking day.
Oh yes.
And I had a teacher tell me that like you've missed a lot of days, and so we're going to have to figure out how to accommodate that in terms of passing this class. But it's like, hey, what? It's fucking no one ever asked me why I was skipping every day, and would I be able to say? Probably not. I don't think I
because
had
the counselors
communication
were
skills.
shit too.
They were the only thing that the counselors did was figure out what college you want to go to and how to apply for it.
And then they send you to another counselor who gives you 10 minutes to describe your fucking path.
Yeah. And need better that. But it's probably a low-paying job, and so it's not that attractive, and the people that are actually qualified to have those conversations need to find work elsewhere because they can get paid a lot better and potentially contribute just as much.
Yep. Oh man, it's all very stressful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're here doing this,
Yeah.
and it's nice.
Yeah. Maybe just do this.
Let's just do this. Yeah, everybody just do this.
Everybody just give this a shot, you know?
Yep.
Find somebody. It's made me a better communicator on the whole, because my brain is like the wiring is changing a little bit, and that I'm like getting a little bit snappier with how to derive new topics or ideas from the conversation at hand, and so I'm becoming just like a bit of a better communicator.
Yeah.
And I'm able
it's
to
good.
hold conversation for a little bit longer.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
And you shouldn't have to. But that's the whole thing. When you don't have expectations and you're doing what you want, you're not stressing the fuck out about how you're going to get better at communicating.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about that. You're like, oh, we're going to go and have a nice talk about something. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because nothing is all that serious.
Yeah.
If we can take one thing away from this ride, it's that nothing is really that serious.
Yeah, for real. Nothing. You don't need to really get so. God, those fucking dogs, man.
They're great dogs.
Oh, they're great dogs.
It's the dogs, or the chickens, or the goats, or the cows,
not
or the
my-
horse. If it's not my horse, it's my cow.
Horse, it's my cow. If it's not my cow, it's my dogs. My dorks.
My dorks. My barking dorks.
Yeah. So yeah, fucking
So yeah, another episode wrapped up.
yeah. Give this a shot if you want to try to learn some shit about yourself and how you approach situations and break apart some shit. That's what this is. It's not fucking hammering people with solutions to a million fucking problems.
Yeah.
It's not here's how you're supposed to be living. I am the fucking guru and woo, I'm so smart and or that like alpha male kind of like yeah, you gotta live this certain kind of way.
This is the way.
If you're not doing this, what the fuck are you doing? Here's where you're fucking up. It is instead asking each other questions. That's
Yeehaw.
all it's about.
That's all it's about.
Fucking solutions.
My hand is sweaty.
Oh, dude, is that from your sweat?
That's from my sweat.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Tune in, tune out, drop in, send nudes. Don't send nudes.